bringing people together is more important than ever. Today, I'm delighted to welcome you to this special live broadcast where we're celebrating our partnership with Lakeland Dairies. We're going to be sharing the launch of our Festive Feast resource. Together, we're creating moments of joy, connection and nourishment for care communities across the UK. Now, I'd like to introduce Eloise, who has been instrumental in supporting this partnership. Eloise, could you share a bit about yourself and your role at Lakeland Dairies? Hello.
Yes. Hi, Hilary. Thank you for having me again. So I am the Trade Marketing Executive at Lakeland Dairies. Our company is a dairy Irish cooperative based predominantly over in the island of Ireland, and we produce high quality dairy ingredients, including creams, milks, ice creams, loads of different products for professional use as well. And one of those, or a couple of those products being the Lakeland Dairies 100% dairy skim milk powder and our Millet Gold Double, which are heavily featured in the resource that we're going to be talking about today.
Brilliant. Thank you, Eloise. We have a long relationship with Lakeland Dairies that we're very proud of. We have developed lots of resources and toolkits for care and support teams on a range of different topics, which you can find out about on our website. Please have a look. They're as relevant now as they were when we made them. Some of them around afternoon tea, some of them around Go Green, St. Patrick's Day, World Milk Day. Oh, we've done all sorts of wonderful things. So please head over and have a look at those. They're still available to you. But today we are talking about festive feasts. So
Yes,
can you just tell us a little bit about this valuable resource?
Yes, of course. So we've decided to do Festive Feast this year, which is coming up with new and exciting recipes for the festive season. Many of the recipes are fortified or can be adapted to be fortified. We've got, I believe there's at least 10 different recipes in there. We've got activities, information on fortification, different games as well. And we had great fun coming up with these recipes as well, working with our chefs, coming up with recipes that would be easy to create, cost effective as well where possible, and ultimately absolutely scrummy and delicious.
I'm so pleased to see cauliflower cheese in there. That's one of my absolute favourites.
Yes, and the Yorkshire pudding, which is sometimes there's a bit of a debate around the Yorkshire pudding as to whether it should or shouldn't be on a Christmas dinner.
That is a big debate. That is a big debate. I was taught how to make Yorkshire puddings by my nana when I was about 10 years old. And the secret ingredient, which to this day I have not told a soul. So 40 odd years later,
there is. See if I can get that out of you later.
Take that to the grave with me. But yes, they can be very controversial, kind of Yorkshire pudding. Absolutely.
Yeah, they can.
So what can activity and care teams expect from the resource? Anything in there that any exciting bits and bobs?
Yeah, well, the recipes that we're really excited to share with everyone as well, and encouraging sort of care home workers with the chefs and the activity providers to come together and to try and make the recipes or include residents where they can. And also we've got the activities at the back as well. So there's like the word circle, word search. So things that you can sort of get involved with residents with, or even just sort of talking amongst each other, bringing in the family as well. There's questions, quizzes, anagrams, so lots to get sort of stuck into and try and encourage conversations where possible as well.
Definitely, and I'm also very pleased to see the pom-poms are back. Our favourite activity. We love this one, the festive pom-poms. Absolutely fantastic. So easy and so effective, aren't they?
We should have a competition on the pom-poms.
Definitely, they're lovely. So tell us a little bit more about fortification. I think we might have an expert in the room actually that would like to join us.
We do, yeah. Rachel is our pro on fortification, so she'll be able to tell us a little bit more about that as well.
Hi, Rachel. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, thanks for having me again. So my name's Rachel. I'm a dietitian from Focus on Under Nutrition, and we support care homes with a lot of training. But one of the big things that we do is look at fortification, and I've had the opportunity of working with Lakeland now for several years on promoting, not promoting, but really discussing products that we've been talking about as dietitians for absolute years, and one of the key ones is skim milk powder. So fortification or food-based treatments are so important in care homes, because we know about 35% of residents are at risk of undernutrition, but it's really important that we use the food and drink and adapt them to make it as enhanced as possible in nutrients, as well as different calories and nutrients as well. So it's not just about fortification, it's about lovely nourishing snacks, it's about the types of drinks we provide, and then we can fortify recipes, and the key ingredients for that every time is always nearly skimmed milk powder, and also cream and milk and cheeses and butters and things like that. Now, milk powder is really, really important. It's an amazing source of protein, but not many people realise that there's different types of milk powder. Even as a dietitian, I didn't realise this, I was embarrassed to say. And we have vegetable oil-based milk powders, and we have 100% full dairy milk powders. And when we're fortifying, it should always be the 100% full dairy. And the reason you can tell this is because when you look at the ingredients list, there is only milk in the ingredients. If you look at a vegetable oil-based one, you've got oils, you've sometimes got glucose syrups in there as well. So they're easy to identify. But in a full dairy milk powder, there is 36.7 grams of protein per tablespoon compared to 12 in a vegetable oil one. So you're getting literally 66% more protein per tablespoon. That's why it's so important that we use that. And Lakeland have got an excellent skim milk powder that we encourage people to use because of the protein levels of it. So how can we do that? In a lot of the recipes that we've been working with Lakeland, we've tried to incorporate the milk powder into there. So a lot of the sauce-based recipes, custards, the Yorkshire puddings, like you say, and from the northeast, and Yorkshire puddings are very controversial up here as well. And a lot of
before your dinner, do you have your Yorkshire pudding first, or do you have it with your dinner?
Well, I'm even more controversial because I'm from Derbyshire, and we only ever have Yorkshire puddings with roast beef, which wasn't very often because it was so expensive. Where up here, Yorkshire puddings are with every Sunday lunch and Christmas dinner. And I'm sorry, I refuse to have Yorkshire puddings on Christmas dinner because it's the Derbyshire part of me, I'm afraid. But it's great because you can make them Yorkshire puddings up with the fortified milk, which is made up with milk powder. So, in a pint of milk, we add 5 tablespoons of milk powder. You don't notice the difference in taste, but protein wise, you're getting 25 grams of extra protein. So using that in recipes like the cheese sauce, the Yorkshire puddings, some of those recipes in the milk chocolates and things is really, really important.
A good time of year to introduce something like this, really, isn't it? Because if you're having lots of kind of milk-based products anyway, how easy is it to do, really? Can you just talk us through that process?
It is so simple. So when I'm working with my cooks in care homes, I will say to them, make your standard recipes up. So make that, brandy custard or, your cheese sauce or whatever you're doing normally. But then take out what you need for the people that need the fortified diet from that original recipe. And to there, you then add the milk powder and cream. So we usually recommend 1 tablespoon of milk powder to 2 tablespoons of double cream or your Millat Golds and things like that per serving. So if you've got 10 people, that would be 10 tablespoons of milk powder, 20 tablespoons of cream. But to make it even simpler, we now know that 1 measuring cup is the equivalent to 10 tablespoons. So that would be 1 measuring cup of milk powder to 2 measuring cups of the Millat Gold, for example. And you would mix that together in a runny paste and add that to your custard or your cheese sauce or whatever. Things like your mashed potatoes, for example, you can make your mashed potatoes up as normal, but then take out what you need for your fortified, add extra fortified milk. But I encourage my cooks to really saturate that fortified milk with even more milk powder, because it's very hard to mix milk powder into mashed potato. But if it's in really strong concentration in the milk, it works really well. And then you can add extra butter to there. You might add cream cheese or whatever. So it's so simple to do. We don't want people to make 2 separate recipes from scratch. We want them to use their original recipe, take out what they need, and then add the extra nourishment to that.
And I always think that mashed potato is such a good activity because it's quite quick to make. You get people peeling your potatoes, talking about, how much peel do you peel off and all of that, right through to, did you peel the potatoes when you were a kid, ready for your parents coming home from work or whatever.
Absolutely.
They're quick to bake, they're quick to cook, and then there's the mashing. And the massing's for,
Absolutely.
there's a job for everybody, isn't there? In a group activity, there's a job for everybody. And to involve, the activity staff and the catering staff, obviously with the residents, to sit and do that probably half an hour activity from beginning to end, and then to eat the mash.
Yeah.
It's just, it's what a treat, really. But also it's teaching about fortification. It's a health, it's an option that will hopefully support nutrition. But it's quick and easy to do. Potatoes are cheap, and it's not going to be not as cheap as they were, but it's affordable. It's an affordable cooking activity as well.
It is,
so it's
definitely.
quite good fun. Yeah.
What I would say as well is with the mashed potato is just really encouraging people that are on altered consistency diets. So if we have people on a level 4 pureed diet, we sometimes see the cooks just use the standard mash. And just one tip to those cooks that are doing the level 4 pureed is you need to get it to a thinner consistency to be suitable and safe for the level 4s. And the fortified milk, hot fortified milk, extra into that mashed potato just to let it down a bit is going to really, really help to enrich it, but get that safe consistency for them as well.
Brilliant. Great tip there. Fantastic. So I hear that in this resource is quite an exciting competition, Eloise. We do like the Lakeland competition. Want to tell us a little bit about that?
Well, there's one that you yourself, Hilary, can enter in, so I can get that secret recipe. So we've got a great prize where you can win up to £200 of craft materials, as well as a fortification bundle. And a certificate for your care home, and we've got 10 runner-up prizes as well to receive a certificate and some piping bags. So there'll be a link in this chat as well for you to just go online, submit your favourite recipes, preferably ones which include dairy, whether it be milk, butter, cream, anything to do with dairy, and then you can submit that over to us. We'll review them all, and then we'll choose our favourite ones based off of the entries, and then we'll have one lucky winner and 10 runners up.
Fantastic. And who wins the cow? Because I'm definitely entering if he's the prize. Isn't he gorgeous? Look at that
absolutely
that lovely
adorable
face. Gorgeous. Oh dear, I wonder how we felt about having to wear the hat, but anyway. I think we might have some questions from the audience. Jana's backstage. She'll pop them up if we do. Maria, thank you, Maria. How easy is it to fortify a Christmas dinner? That's a fab question, Maria. Thank you. Any thoughts on that, Rachel?
Well, it's similar to what we've been talking about already. It's very much taking those everyday foods that are part of the Christmas dinner and adapting them. So you might make a Yorkshire pudding with fortified milk. You might be adding a bit of extra cream, cheese, and use fortified milk for your cheese sauce on your cauliflower cheeses and things like that. But also like the mashed potato, like we talked about, but also I can never pronounce the name Daphne potatoes, where you've got the cream and the cheese.
Yeah,
I mean, they are absolutely beautiful. Do you know what I mean? To have as a treat at Christmas dinner. Things like buttered carrots are wonderful as well. And the pancetta and the Brussels and the bacon and things, absolutely wonderful. So there's loads of opportunities, but also it's those little snack tiddly bits that you have in between at Christmas Day, the little pieces of stollen, the mini mince pie, you might have a handful of chocolate Brazil nuts. All of them are amazing, like nourishing snacks as well.
Yeah. It's amazing really what you can do, isn't it? That can make such a difference with just those small things, those small differences that you can make. Lovely.
Like literally anything which might have milk in or cream, like Rachel said, you can fortify that as needs be.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you. Great question, Maria. Do we have any more, Jana? Oh, Sheila. Sheila says, can I enter my grandmother's Christmas cookie recipe to the competition?
Yes, definitely. Any recipes you want, and there's no limit per care home either. So whether your residents have got any recipes they want to include, yourselves, your colleagues, your families, anyone that's sort of related to those care home groups, then pop us over your recipes so we can sort of see what you guys are doing, how you may be fortifying or may not be fortifying, just how you're using your ingredients, and just share some of that joy. We want to see what you guys are making.
Absolutely. And it doesn't have to be Christmas, does it? It's any festivity. So this time of year, there are lots of amazing festivals going on. As long as it's festive, we're happy with whatever the festivity is. So yeah, please do get creative, and absolutely your grandmother's Christmas cookie recipe will be well received, Sheila. So I think there might be one more. Yes, this one is from Antonio. What's your favourite recipe in the resource? Okay, well, I've already said mine's the cauliflower cheese. What are your thoughts?
I think, I'm afraid, as a dietitian, I love my sweet things, and mine is the citrus pavlova. Absolutely love it.
Yes. That one actually is really, really nice. When I first heard of a citrus pavlova, whilst we were coming up with the recipes and trialing the flavours, I wasn't quite sure with the citrusy flavours necessarily with the cream, but actually they work so well together, and it's like a nice lighter version as well. So that one actually is really, really nice. I think my favourite one from it was, again, controversial, the Yorkshire pudding, because it's not just a Yorkshire pudding. When you look through the recipe, it's a filled Yorkshire pudding with a really delicious sauce, and that sauce in it is just, chef kiss to to our chef for that one. That is absolutely gorgeous sauce in it. And the good thing about that as well, which I really like, was it's quite an inspirational recipe, whereas it's showing you of other things that you could do. So you don't have to follow that recipe to the T. It shows you how you can do a fortified recipe, but you could do it as a starter if you wanted just to do, maybe not for Rachel. I don't know if she might send that one back.
Oh no, I love my Yorkshire puddings.
Or as part of a Christmas dinner, or also just a great way to do, I'll say, a Boxing Day or any other sort of day to use up any bits and bobs. Add in some of the protein, add in the vegetables, the sauce or a bit of gravy, and it's a crowd pleaser.
When I was a kid, we had Yorkshire pudding with jam. We had it as pudding as well. So it was pretty much, it's very versatile as the Yorkshire pudding. Of course, being a Yorkshire lass, I'm bound to say that. But it is very versatile.
I caught my granddad doing that one year, many years ago now, and I walked out before the world of Lakeland Dairies, and I walked out and saw him having a Yorkshire pudding with a spoonful of jam in it, and blew my mind at the time. Now I've come to accept it, and actually, do you know what? It kind of makes sense.
It absolutely does. Absolutely does. Well, I think that might be the last question. Is it, Jenna? Is there anything else? No, I think that was the last one. But please do keep popping your questions in the chat. This will remain live. So if you've got any other questions, if you're watching this a bit later on, very happy for you to comment, send us a note, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. If it's a technical question that requires the expertise of Rachel, we can pass it on to her, and hopefully she'll be able to respond and we can get back to you. But for now, thank you, Eloise and Rachel. Thank you to everyone who joined us today. We hope festive feasts bring warmth and joy to your care settings this holiday. From all of us at Napa and Lakeland Dairies, we wish you a very happy and festive holiday, and goodbye for now. Bye for now.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye everyone. Bye.